Hey guys, half dead. I'm using on this right now. This camera right here is the Canon. Hold on, let me kind of turn it. It's the Canon VinceVellCUSTOMS HT G50, and I think my camera on the other side is a G20. Hey, what's up, Ryu? Rukin, Raz. Alright, so got delayed today. Guy came down, picked up his item, so we were talking, lost track of time. So I want to kind of catch up a bit. Got to get this stuff going. So I sent pictures to the client. He liked it. He just wants to see about some deep purples in skin. So I'm going to try to do some washes, see if that works. Not sure how it's going to come out. I think I need a bigger brush this one. Alright, so that's good, Raz. This is the bottom of the base for the Kitty Pride kit. I'll link the kit review in chat. I got to paint it up for the producer. I never got his done. So one's for him, one's for his brother. So I'm painting two at the same time. And then once the summer hits or warmer weather, I'll be doing the Colossus kits. He wanted to do some deep purples in it and stuff, so I think this should work pretty well. Yeah, I was hoping yesterday to sort of get them finished up, but he didn't get back to me till late at night. So I ended up doing some other things. But so far, they're looking pretty good. Hey, Iceman. You want to get me canceled, huh? Not that anyone really cares. What's that girl's name? Harmiley or something? You do a nice sexy version of her, which I'm surprised no one's actually doing yet. You figure some of these guys on these Facebook groups would actually be pumping one of those out. Although there's a couple of gamer streamers I watched. They didn't care about this whole backlash. They're streaming it. They don't give a crap. So, and they're making money hand over fist on donations. I think the whole thing is just stupid. It's just a damn game. But whatever. Whatever. How is that stuff you're working on, Rukin? Is that stuff coming out good? This wash is just basically Freak Flex purple tint. So I'm just basically putting a little water in there and I'm just testing it out. Client wanted some deeper purples in the skin. So I figured just try to wash this in and kind of give it a little bit more pop. Which is kind of looking good. So I guess I'll just keep running with it. Seems like a fun game. Seems like everybody's playing it. I haven't watched any walkthroughs. I mean, I did see a couple guys playing it, but the guys were kind of just like on the beginning screen where they were just kind of testing it out. But I haven't had time to really look at anything. So, I have no clue. Well, the reason why you don't have time to play is because you're playing the adult game. You gotta get the adult stuff done first, as some family members would tell me. Yeah, I've been telling myself to like buy a Switch, and even me and my one friend were just talking about it in chat, and he was thinking to get one, but I'm like, when the hell would I have time to do it? Everything's stupid now. You can't do anything anymore without people crying about something. Yeah, I wasn't sure on how far to push this. I wasn't, first he told me he wanted it gritty, and then after I did it, he wanted a deeper purple wash on it to give it a little bit more color. So, just gotta keep layering, just kind of keep playing with the colors. Just I never know where clients want to take the item. Some clients like it very clean. Other people like it like a lot of colors. All depends on how far they want to take it. But the more and more I use this Freak Flex stuff, the more and more I'm starting to like it. good thing about this Freeflex stuff is it sort of dries up fairly fast. It's not like the stuff where it like seeps into the paints and starts to soften it all up. So it's actually not bad stuff. Should probably get some more when I get a chance. Yeah, repair spell, that would be nice. I'll do a video just to get canceled on YouTube. No, it's acrylic. Not oil, just regular acrylic transparency paints for an airbrush. It's a Badger Freeflex. It's hard to find them though, actually, because a lot of supply chains have dried up, so I was able to find somebody that had a couple bottles for sale. Alright, it's getting there. Try to get some underneath the neck area. Not sure yet what I'm doing with the eyes. Kind of, I gotta ask the client if he wants to keep the eyes as is or add pupils or something. I'm not really sure. I don't even know if they have pupils. That's the problem. that looks pretty decent. I put in a set of teeth yet, but I'll do it later once it dries up a bit, because I got all this purple shit all over my hands, so I don't want to screw up the teeth. Well, actually, the eyes, I don't know if you can tell, it is yellow. They are like gray yellow. But like I said, I'm not sure if he wants like bloodshot eyes. I'm not sure if he wants pupils. I don't know if he wants to keep it white, like, you know, like this off yellow. So for right now, I'm just getting this wash on there, and then I'll send him pics and see what he says. Try not to take too many steps and then have to go back. Problem is this picture, we went through it yesterday when I was streaming this. The pictures online of this character are very vague, so it's something more like what he envisioned I have to follow. So I thought you said you finished the base last weekend, or you didn't have a chance to. That's deeper purple, with kind of what he wanted. I don't know, man, you're slacking. Gotta get this stuff done. Okay, I think that's looking good. Alright, let's go on to the second one. $200. What, you counting the drops of paint you use? Oh, okay. I was about to say, you're not like pulling a Rain Man on this stuff, are you? Two figures at the same time? I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. To me, work is work. I love doing this, so it doesn't matter. As long as I'm not doing like 50 of the same character, you know, where I'm trying to do an assembly line. That gets boring as shit. That's why I never, back in the day when people contacted me, they're like, oh, I want to give you 25 of this item to paint up for my kit run or whatever. And I would turn it down because I don't want to do that. But two in the same time is fine. You walked in an adult hour, Raccoon. It's Freaky Friday. I think chat wants to get me banned today. I think that's what it is. Yeah, Picardo we could do a little bit more. That's, I'm saving Picardo for some of the adult-themed kits that I hopefully are gonna do if they ever come in. So whenever the hell those ship, I'll probably be doing those nice Picardo streams for that stuff. Now, I think the only time the bots come in is when you hit a certain number. And I'm not that type of a streamer to get those numbers usually, so if I was to do a little bit more of an adult-themed item and I had more views, that'll be different. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna go on. I heard about that yesterday with the CEO of YouTube, so kind of curious of what's gonna happen. It might get worse, actually. I mean, I still get hit with copyright songs violations, and it's not even the companies that own the damn song. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Alright, Raz, see you in a bit, I guess. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen, is everyone will end up over there. YouTube will turn into TV, cable, and then everybody will move to a different platform. That's my prediction. I actually noticed a few streamers, well, they were YouTubers, but now they're streaming only, and they turned off all their, whatchamacallit, ad revenue and ads on their videos, because they said that they're not making anything off of it, and they have to be so PG that nobody will advertise on their channels anymore. So they're going to strictly crowdfunding, like donations. And that's how they're running their businesses now on like YouTube. So this way they can curse and be themselves without worrying about, being nice for ads. Yeah, it seems like there's a tide changing on this stuff. It's going to be interesting over the next year or two. See what happens. It's a good thing that I don't do YouTube as a business. It's just for fun. Because if it was for like a business, it would never work out. For a little soul like me, painting up monster kits. Oh, also, I'm going to do a little shilling now that we're talking about it. I put up those Archer transfer ID decals on my eBay page. So if anybody's looking for them, I figured I'd just throw them up on eBay. So they're on my VinceVellCUSTOMS eBay page. I figured it'd be just easier to list them there. But if any of you guys are looking for any, you can send me a message. I could always do a better offer for you too. Just in case anyone's looking. Sometimes you gotta shill once in a while. Well, you know what it is? I'm not a fan of making tutorials. I'm just sort of sharing what I do. That's kind of just all I'm about. You know, just kind of sharing what I do, how I go about stuff, and that's it. It's not a really YouTube dedication. You know, my editing and my skill level of all that stuff is crap, but keep it the old school way, you know, back in the day before everybody had all this technology you could pick up at Best Buy. Michael, it all depends on what I'm working on and what I'm doing. The Harley piece that I've been working on in the videos on Fridays is just a Friday stream thing. It's not a full-blown like custom item I'm doing for a client. So all week long I'm working on a lot of stuff. So it all depends on what I'm doing, how long it takes, what's involved. So I've been painting these kits, these two kits now for about a week. I prepped them up like a week ago and I started working on them. So these aren't taking too long. But yeah, so the Harley's a Friday thing, so that's not like I'm not really doing anything during the week. I don't know, I don't time my stuff, I just work on stuff, that's all. And I have a lot of stuff on the side, so the way I work is, if I'm doing like 3 or 4 customs, I'll set up like the item, and then I'll pick a day to go in the garage and sand them down. And then like, the next day I'll do like more sculpting or paint work. So instead of just focusing on one item, I literally have a shelf next to me of like 13 items on the shelf right now. I'm not the fastest guy in the world, but I try to, you know, it's kind of like more like quality over quantity thing. Instead of trying to just slap on paint and get out the door and get a check, I try to really get in the zone, make sure I'm doing it right for the client, stuff like that. I'm also at the mercy of clients too. So like this one, I sent it to the client. He didn't get back to me right away. So then I start moving on to something else until I get a reply. So instead of sitting there twiddling my thumbs, I'm trying to always get something going. It's a good thing this has a lot of texture for the washes to go into, so that's a good thing. I don't like doing washes over flat stuff. Never comes out even. I don't know if you guys have better luck than me, but I've tried. Never really works out. I know the guys in the Monster hobby, they use a lot of oil washes. They have like formulas where they do oil. I just don't know how that would work on the acrylics I use. Yeah, I went to, I was going to go to the art store today and pick up the blue metallic for her. And I was going to see about some purple armor for him. Because he has like a little bit of a purplish armor. But once I get this done, I'm going to send pictures to the client and see what he says. If he wants to go with the purple, we'll do the purple armor. Yeah, I'm always a little bit worried about the oil, but I've seen the way the washes go with oil. I mean, the oil just kind of flows over the item like amazing, but I never know how long it takes to dry, so... You know, we each got our own techniques when we like to use, but I've seen some of those guys with that stuff, and they do a really good job. I wanted to, back in the day when I had oil paints, I got rid of them a long time ago, but I wanted to do an oil painting on the statue. I saw a guy at one of the shows, he did it all in oil. You know, like how you paint an oil painting, you know how you can blend the oils together? He actually did that on like a kit, and it was amazing. I mean, the amount of time it probably took to dry on that thing was probably a nightmare, but the blending was amazing on it, but... Last time I used oils, like really used oils, was in art school, and I airbrushed with them, and I was, I think I've said this before on stream, I was in like a fog of, what was it, paint thinner in the apartment, and that was a learning mistake. But it was college, so, you know, in college you're an idiot, so... You know, back then there was no places to learn how to airbrush, and there was no one to tell me that, oh, don't airbrush with oils. So when I got my first airbrush, I tried to airbrush with oils. Actually, I think I still have the piece I airbrushed. You guys want to see it? It's a self-portrait. I think it's in the other room. This is my self-portrait in art school. See, this is back when I was a noob. I tried to airbrush this and then paint it. This is all airbrushed in oils, and I got high as hell doing this. Back in the day when I was a youngster. Yeah, I wasn't that good. Nah, really wasn't. Ah, Johnny Depp. Well, I had that 90s look with the earring and the hair and all that stuff. Yeah, my college professor didn't like it. He said it wasn't that good. He is a dick. At least I tried something, you know? I just wanted to try something different instead of just a paintbrush. Funny, I actually threw that out, but my brother, he took it out of the garbage and he kept it. I was like, why the hell are you keeping this? He says, it's gonna be worth millions someday. I was like, you're a nut. Then it ended up back in my laundry room. Alright, I think that is looking pretty decent except underneath here. Yeah, that was the only problem with acrylics compared to oils. Oils you could keep blending forever, almost. Where acrylics you have to put in retarders. It's just that as much as I love oils, I guess it was just the fumes, you know. My one friend from art school, he really took oil painting to a whole new level. He could do the most amazing portraits and animal portraits for people. I mean, he kept at it forever. I mean, when he picked up an oil brush, he never stopped. He's absolutely unreal, godly with his stuff now. And I ended up doing comic book stuff because I'm addicted to comics. You know what I find funny? In art school, my professor said that doing stuff like this, like pinup girl stuff, because I used to love like Olivia de Barnes pinup stuff. He says that you'll never make a living off of that stuff. There's no way in hell you'll make a living off of that stuff. You got to be an illustrator and you got to work for like a magazine. And now look at it. Everybody is in their basements or their rooms and they're on Instagram and they make money doing this type of stuff. You know? So he was dead wrong. Yeah, Bob Ross was definitely a hippie. I actually took a painting class of one of his students. After I graduated art school, there was one of his students was doing like classes in like a town in an art gallery. I took a few of those classes. But it was a little too slow for me. It was more like, it was like a wine, thing where like people would bring in bottles of wine and they would get drunk trying to paint. Wasn't for me. Yeah, a lot of the professors back in my art school, they were hell-bent on like stuff like this and, you know, comic book art and all that stuff. You'll never make a living off of it, you know, give it up. It's very few, blah blah blah. And I know guys on Instagram that all they do is sketch all damn day long and they just make money, you know? Okay, I think that that looks pretty good. I'll wash my hands. Alright, this stuff sort of comes off, but not really. I wouldn't want to touch anything with this, so I'm going to use some nail polish remover. You mean on Iceman on the statue? I'm not really a fan of doing too much glazes on the statue. For something like this, I think it works because you got all these grooves, but I think when I paint like, you know, regular skin tone, I like to just blend it out with the brush. I painted up her booties for each character yesterday, so I gave her these little black booties with some of this rubber. What is it? The rubber paint from Vallejo? Dark rubber. Panzer Aces. Goes on pretty smooth with a brush, so I think these will look pretty good for her feet. I was hoping to do the metallics tonight on her outfit, but like I said, I didn't make it to the art store. But what I could do is do some quick trims, get the trimming done. Put these aside. Before I do the trim, just because I just want to get it out of the way, I did attach our Harley's arm somewhat. So I'll just give you guys an idea. What I did is I put a rod in here. So you can see I got the rod in her arm. I set up the rod with the little hollow key stock with a magnet. So as of right now, basically you just put that in and she connects in there pretty well. Should have connected pretty well. Yeah. So that connects pretty well on there. So I got it lined up pretty well on there. I'm still debating on this part over here. So what I'm thinking, I wanted to see if I would have had this done by the stream, but I just didn't have it time. I'm thinking of keeping this way, but sort of chop up a little bit. Because you know how in the picture, I'll kind of do the picture real quick. Sorry, just brainstorming. No, not that one. Stop moving. Stop moving. No. This one. Alright, so I guess you know how the gloves come down here on her, like there. So I'm thinking bring down the glove a little bit, but still have the pink part go over it. So I got an idea on how to fix that. So I got to make sure when I put this in, it connects in, and they both like slide in correctly. So a little bit more planning, but I did sort of sand her down and prime her up. And I promise this Sunday I'm going to get Raz the artwork for her shoulder and the ears. And after that's done, we can start focusing on the hair. But I did do some wet sanding and I did some putty work and I cleaned up some areas. A little bit more to go. I need another day in the garage with some items. What do I do with the... Oh, here it is. Here it is. So I got the skin tone sealed on her. That's all sealed up. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Alright, so usually whenever I do something like this, I do the trim first. It makes life easier to do a trim than to try to mask it perfectly. Yeah, I'm going to try to do some kind of leather gloves. It's kind of one of those things that, like I said, this is a Friday stream thing, and I haven't had a chance during the weekday to get in the garage and do work. I've been painting all week, so I haven't had a chance to really plan it out that good. I'm sorry, I'm just bad with one item a week on Fridays. Try to get better as time goes on. I think I'll just do a black trim. Let's get this brush. Yeah. So for any of you that may be wondering, all I'm using is some of the model air. I just put a couple drops on here. And if you don't have your paintbrush like soaking, dripping wet with paint, you can do a basic trim. Just easier to mask it, that's all. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen this year. I wanted to do just like Friday streams and keep it with that item, but my schedule is, you know, all over the place. So I think the way things are gonna happen is just kind of keep things going. But I'll try to keep the stream and Patreons voting on stuff though. I think also if I could catch up on everything, like get all my backlog of stuff done, I can have a better schedule of things. Tomorrow, if I could go to the art store and pick up those paints, then Monday I can get back on this kit and get the outfit done. And hopefully, if things go well, I could have most of these kits done by next week. Because now that the base is pretty much the majority of it is like done, like the hard part, the rest of this should go pretty fast. I'll be using Tamiya blue metallic if they have it. If not, I'll mix up a Tamiya blue metallic. I think that is the color we're going to go for on her outfit. I would use Createx Pearlized Blue, but I think that's too, it'll be too, it won't have that metal look to her. So... And I gotta try to finish that Cyclops kit too. No, not Hogwarts. PSA and D. My best professors were guys who were my elective teachers, not my main professors. I don't know if you went to art school and you had professors or anything, or any elective classes. But I had some elective teachers, and I learned more in one semester with them than the regular teachers. I had this one teacher, he was a portrait elective. It was like, you know, one of those guys that would come in and just like teach for a few months, and then that was it for the semester. His parents both worked for Disney, and he grew up with them teaching him how to draw his whole life. So he taught us in a one semester portrait class more than I learned from any of my other teachers combined all 3 years at the art school. what I'm thinking is not to have shit go all over the place, but so she's got the way they designed this one, which is kind of confusing, but this is the way they did it. So there's two hair pieces. This one and this one. So this piece goes, I think it goes in this here. It goes right here. It goes there, and then this piece goes like that. So I guess I'm going to do the trim first, and then attach those in there. So it's always good to be a fan of this stuff and have the books on hand. Try to find a good hair color for her. Get an idea of I know she's I think she's orange hair in the comics in this one. Because Kitty's usually brown hair, right? But I think for Age of Apocalypse they give her more of an oranger hair. Probably in a fourth one. Oh, so yeah, well, she does have a little bit of the browner hair, right? She's not really orange in the comic like I thought. What would that be, like walnut hair probably, I guess? Something like raw sienna hair? Why am I thinking she was orange? Maybe because I saw someone else's paint up? Where's those pictures? Yeah, so she's more of a, yeah, so somebody sent me the guy sent me a picture, it was more orange, but she's more brown hair. Orangey brown, walnut. I was thinking of this issue, yeah, where they kind of gave her like yellow. It's kind of off color here. That's what I was thinking for some reason when I looked at this the other day. Okay. Nah, it's not. She's not orange hair. You know what it is? I think somebody else did a paint up, and he sent me a picture of it, and it's got more of an orange hair when it's actually not supposed to be orange. Her hair is supposed to be more brown, like the regular universe. So I would almost think. I would almost think she's more of a leather with a little bit of a raw sienna. It's over here somewhere. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, she's supposed to have more of like a walnut hair. It's not orange. I just had to double check. Don't want to screw this up. Hey Jacob, how you doing? That might not be. Yeah, I love the Age of Apocalypse storyline. It's really one of my favorites. Probably my favorite X-Men story. Alright, that's a little too grayish. I think we need to. Let's mix a little mahogany in here. Maybe we'll get a better color. Yeah, I think that'll be a good dark color for it. Yeah, that should work. I didn't finish painting it, but I just did some washes to it before you got on stream. We added a purple tint to it right here. So added some purple washes to it. Client wanted a little bit more deeper purple in there. So next will be the armor. I'm just gonna do some trim, and then what time is it? We got some time, so maybe I will start the armor on them. I'm just letting just kind of dry up a bit. So what I think I might do with this one is after I'm sort of done painting the hair, I might take some pastels and do like a little bit of a brown pastel around the edge to sort of blend it in a bit better. I think that'll help it. Just the way that it's sculpted, it's kind of really harsh sculpt. This paintbrush is going to hell on me, so I don't think I'm going to get that trim just yet. Do a little bit here and there. These what is it? Princeton Select short liners. I really don't like them that much. Literally, like after one paint up, they go to hell on me. I've been using these Princeton Velvet Touch ones. These have been lasting way longer. They still go to hell on me, but they last longer. These go to shit too fast. I'm gonna stop picking these up. No, she was in the original Age of Apocalypse. She was in the Generation X versions of it. Was it Generation X that was the? I think it was. I forget the team she was on. She wasn't really a big character in the Age of Apocalypse, from what I remember. I know they put her in the second book, the second series. I know she was on the covers a lot, but I don't really remember that storyline because it wasn't really all that great to read. Alright, this paintbrush is shot. Alright, I'll do that trim later. When I pick up a new one. Generation Next, yeah, I think you're right, that was it. I know it was one of those. Alright, so mahogany and the leather for that. Put those two bottles next to those. Alright, so I think what we'll do for the armor is sort of a... If I can get this armor done, it'd be good. So let's hit it with a blow dryer real quick. Alright, so we're going to do a base color. Usually what I'll do with this one is a base color. I'll probably just hand brush it on here. Gonna have to clean out that brush a bit. But for this part here, we can airbrush. And then I can airbrush this over here as well. Let's see. So... it's sort of a purple armor, and I think the purple would look good, like a dark purple with highlights. Maybe a grayish purple, because in the picture, that armor sort of has that purplish dark tint to it. So I think we should stick to that. So looking at the artwork, I have these two out of the bottle. This one is a lighter purple, this one's kind of a darker purple, which might work with that. It's got some reddish hue to it as well, so maybe we can do is maybe purple with a little bit of maybe some mahogany or leather, like a brown. Maybe I should test on this first. So I'm thinking keep it like leather looking, but also purple to it. We should test in the back first. All right, let's try a little something. Alright, let's just slap some color on and see what happens at first. So. This is burnt umber. Let's see what happens when we get some of this together. Alright, I think what we'll do is keep going like this and then do some washes on it afterwards. Maybe with like a brown or black. See if I can get a nice little darker leather purplish look thing. What did you do? Root can spill a bottle of paint? Nah, not really using that much paint. If you don't slap it on too thick, you get away with the bottle lasting a few stack sheets, actually. Actually, a lot of primers start showing through this one anyway, because the skin tone was like this color anyway. So the red oxide primer actually worked out better than trying to do something else with it, you know? I think what I'll do is just keep using this purple and a little bit of this brown, and then I'll do a wash on it, darker, like blacker wash, and maybe that'll give it that look. Just gonna glue them in. That's all you really need to do for the teeth. The only reason why the teeth were separated is for casting. I'm pretty sure if they didn't stick out so far, they would have done attached them permanently, you know. But for molding and casting, it would have never worked. This is a Citadel. These paints are really great. They go on really nice and smooth. Really haven't had a lot of problems with the Citadel paints. It's just that you don't get a lot in a bottle. That's the only problem. But they got a lot of good colors. They go on pretty smooth. They have no problems with, like, you know, watering them down for an airbrush. You'll find them mostly at the, you know, little miniature stores that people play those games, those miniature games. Well, they're not more for miniatures. They're just acrylic paints that are used in the miniature community a lot. But there's no rule saying that they are for miniatures only. You know what I'm saying? So I was in the store one day. I saw them, and I figured let me try a couple of them, and they work great. You know, they go on really good with the paintbrush, as you can see. I don't have any problems with them, like, you know, peeling off a statue or anything. They have a lot of good colors. You know, they have a whole arsenal of colors for these. So the idea is just slap on a color and then afterwards do a wash and make it simple. So the idea is this guy's going to be dirty looking anyway. So I'm not trying to make this like, you know, everything's got to be perfect. Sometimes messing it up and not getting all your color down and some color showing through actually will help your sculpt. So it's a good item for mistakes. If that's what you want to call it. Like this thing here, I'll paint this separate. It looks like it's kind of like a, I don't know what the hell this is actually. Like this piece here, this is kind of like a different color rope. Same thing here. This one we can do a little different color. So I'm going to do a wash on this, just having a solid color there, and then doing a wash, we'll just blend them both together. I don't know what this is. Yeah, the paints are they're not big bottles. Usually these used to be around like $3 a bottle, but I think they went up a little bit more. But you could push a bottle pretty far. Yeah, Sugar Man was in Age of Apocalypse, and then when Nate Gray came into the regular 616, Sugar Man was thrown into the same universe as well. Alright, so I might do some wash and then some dry brushing on top of it. Kind of make it a little bit, Hey, Digital Man, how's it going? Well, Rukin, that's why you gotta just basically do what I do, order stuff in bulk. If I'm going to an art store, I'm gonna try to pick up a bunch of colors in one shot. So this way I don't have to keep going, you know? Thanks, Digital Man, I appreciate it. Trying to get this kit going, get it done. Try to work on Harley a little bit after this. I also want to get that Psylocke sash together. I just remembered it's Friday. You guys going to see Ant-Man? Didn't that come out today? I saw some stills of the movie with MODOK, and it was pretty bad. Looks like the truth behind no CGI company wants to work with Disney anymore is coming to true. You saw it, Terrell? You liked it? I'm not hearing great things about it so far, so I don't know. Just kind of curious. You guys seem to have the same taste as me, so... Yeah, I don't go to movie theaters anymore either. I wait for everything to be streamed, but I was just kind of curious. I forgot it came out this week. The only time I liked Kang was in Avengers Forever storyline. It's a 12-issue series. It's with Captain America, Captain Marvel, Wasp. That's kind of the only time I really ever liked Kang. I think Marvel just needs to bring back the Russo brothers. Ever since they left, I don't really care for the Marvel movies anymore. They were pretty much Marvel to me. Bring those guys back, and I'm sure we'll get some damn good movies again. Oh, you got your Power Girl variants? I still didn't get mine. Oh, did you see the they're doing a Power Girl special #1 and Art Germ is one of the covers? Absolutely amazing. I wish Prime 1 followed that artwork. But yeah, I'm waiting for my Action Comic covers too. I can't wait to get those. Seems like everyone else is getting them before me. I blame Canada. It's all their fault. Well, Disney abused all the CGI artists by pushing them to work overtime to get all these shit done. And you can see that the work was starting to suffer. So I guess that's why all these guys are not working for Disney anymore. And I guess that's why everything is being delayed now. That's what I hear, so... I don't know, Endgame was the end for Marvel, so I'm just excited that DC is rebooting. So maybe the DC movies will be good. We'll see. Yeah, I was lucky enough to get the one foil cover on Warren Lau's site. It went up at 12 o'clock. I put in my order, and then literally 30 seconds later, they were sold out. So I was lucky enough to get a foil. I love Warren's work, so I don't care about spending the money. I just threw it on the credit card. I shouldn't have done it, but I have to get his artwork. I love his stuff, so I got that one. Yeah, they call it scrapbooking. Yeah, they scrapbooked all the movies, so there's like, they film like 20,000 different scenes and then they put it together at the end. And it never makes any sense. Yeah, Digital Man, if you get a chance, go look up Power Girl Special #1. It's coming out. So far, there's 5 different covers. The Art Germ cover looks good. The Amanda Conner cover is okay. Then there's 2 other covers that look good. But there's one cover of her new outfit. I refuse to buy that one. I will not buy that cover with the new outfit. Yeah, Russo Brothers was Marvel. As much as everyone thinks it was Kevin Feige, it was the Russo Brothers. They uniformed the whole universe. They planned from beginning to end. They went from Iron Man all the way to Endgame. And you could tell once they left, nothing's uniformed anymore. It's all It's all weird now. It's all over the place. Nothing is like going correct in time. They're jumping all over the place. They're using characters no one cares about. So no, Favreau kind of worked on Marvel, but I thought it was the Russo brothers that planned everything from beginning to end. I thought they were the ones who did Iron Man all the way to Endgame. Oh, you're shipping out your stuff to CGC? You got 25 books to send for pre-screen? Because don't you have to do 25 at a time? I actually just sent out a Power Girl to CGC today. The JSA cover with Alex Ross Power Girl. He's doing a signing, and I've been waiting for years to do a signing with him, but I can never get him at a convention, so I just said screw it. I sent it in to CGC. I've always wanted that signed book by him, but never had a chance. I don't know about the Marvel movies. All I know is the Russo brothers did an amazing job, so bring them back. I guess the Russo brothers got it all up to Endgame. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys know more than me. I'm done with Marvel, so I don't really care. Like, I saw the poster to the next Captain Marvel movie, and I was like, yeah. Never even saw the first one. Yeah, I didn't watch the first Captain Marvel. I'm not watching this one. Oh, like I said, I wish I bet my cousin years ago about how the Star Wars movies were going to be complete crap under Disney. But he was like, no, 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 you're a hater. I was like, dude, they're not going to make good movies. But he didn't want to listen. Well, there was Captain Marvel. He was the first Captain Marvel, and then I think Carol Danvers was Miss Marvel. When Captain Marvel died, they used was it Rambeau as the next Captain Marvel? So I think she was the second. And then they made her Photon, and then Janice Vale became the third Captain Marvel, and then Phyla Vale became the fourth Captain Marvel, and then now Carol Danvers is the fifth. So that's it. I think that's the correct order. I think. I'm almost positive. So I'm going to do a dark black trim. Then I got an idea for the trim. If I was Lucas, I would have taken Disney to the grave. I said, if my kids don't want it, it's going to the grave with me. That's it. I'm not letting a corporation take over my creation. No way. No way. Yeah, I have a funny feeling Disney is going to start selling off a lot of IPs. I have a funny feeling because they're hurting, so I think a lot of IPs are going to go away. And honestly, I really could care less. There's a really, really deep purple. I'm not even really a Star Wars fan. I know that's blasphemy, and I'm sure people will be upset, but I really never was into Star Wars. So I honestly don't care what happens to it. I just find it funny that they ruined it. Like if I worked for Disney and they told me you're gonna take over Star Wars, let's get some movies doing, I would just go pick up those 3 books from Lucas, the last, the expanded universe, and make movies off of that and make bank. And go down as the guy who did the best Star Wars ever since Lucas sold, Source material was there. There was no reason to change it. Yeah, I'm a bad fan. I'm not a Star Wars fan. Hell, I liked Return of the Jedi. That was my favorite because I was old enough to remember Return of the Jedi in the movies. I was too young for the other ones. So that's why I like Return of the Jedi, because I was actually able to remember that in the movies. Half dead. Washes. Yeah, you can make your own. It all depends on what you're trying to do. So, yeah, whatever works to get the final project done, you know. I don't normally make a lot of washes, but if you can, go for it. Alright, let's blow dry this a little bit more. I think we can do some highlights on it. So that's a really deep purple. This is like an old purple. Can't get that anymore. So I'm thinking we can try and highlight it and then dull it down maybe. So it's got those sort of plum colors on there too. So I got this color here from Fantasy Games, Scale 5, 7s? I forget what this is called. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep... This looks shiny right now, but this is going to be flattened down. I wanted to make it look like it's leather, but it's colored purple. It almost looks like wood. This right here, I'm going to paint this in like a brown and do a dry brush leather, so it's going to look like a leather trim. Sort of what I'm doing over here. But right now I'm just trying to figure out how to get this sort of... get this color from the comic, if I can. I'm just winging here. I'm not really, I don't have a plan. So I'm just kind of looking at the picture and I'm kind of slapping color on there. And if it doesn't work, just paint over it. One of my professors back in art school, he was like, if you don't know what you're doing, sometimes just slap some color on it and just kind of keep playing with it. And sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. But yeah, this the paint that I put on there now is just it's an old golden and it looks very shiny. I just don't like it. So let's kind of just see how this works out. Yeah, it's not really a metal item. It's more of a... It's kind of more leather. But it looks like wood, though. But it's... I'm not really sure. And I don't... Sometimes I try not to question the things and just paint it and be done with it. So I'm actually almost pulling off some of the paint too while I'm doing this. So it actually doesn't look bad. Some of that bottom paint showing. Yeah, I think it needs to be a little bit something else. This color's not working. Let's see here. Half Dead, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to share it, you know? Just kind of live stream and show people what I'm doing, talk to people. You know, as I told everybody earlier, live streaming isn't like, you know, I'm not a YouTuber. It's kind of just showing my work, you know? Like you said, it's kind of easier than sitting there trying to explain it. I don't know, just something, it's kind of like a way of advertising, I guess, you know? And I don't have time to edit YouTube videos either. All I use is iMovie. And literally I just kind of do my crappy edits. And it's just to show off my work. You know, like, the way it is these days, you know, you have all these free sites, Twitter, Instagram. So you almost don't even need a website anymore. You just go on these sites and sort of advertise yourself there, you know? So it's kind of like something to do. Getting kind of closer to the artwork, just kind of playing with it. Just trying some different colors. I would say that's kind of close to the artwork. It's got that light purple with some of this highlights on it. I don't know how well you guys can see it in the camera. I think once I dull it down, it'll be better. It's still kind of got that sheen from the purple paint. And then I'll have to sit there and do all those little metal rivets Probably do like a darker metal black or something. Yeah, I have DaVinci Resolve. I just haven't had a chance to really use it. So, you know what it is like iTunes has everything already set up for me. So I just kind of stuck with iTunes. I don't mind editing, but I don't want to sit there like for hours learning the program. And like I said, I'm not a YouTuber, so I'm not going to sit there and go crazy over it. Just kind of get to the point, show my work, try to make it look pretty, and then that's it. You know, I don't want to sit there and like, you know, go crazy editing stuff and everything. If YouTube was my career, it'd be different, you know. Then basically you would be editing all day, every day. But I would get nothing done. No, I don't use any graphic powders. The only powders I use is women's makeup. The only reason why I never really use any of the waxes or powders, I've had some issues trying to seal the stuff. I probably just don't know what I'm doing, or I'm not doing it correctly. So I really don't have any advice on those, per se. I like to just stay to acrylics and some women's makeup, and that's about it. Well, thanks, Fruitkin. I appreciate it. It's kind of the poor man videos, you know? Just kind of slap it together real quick, throw it on YouTube, and that's it. No fancy editing or any of that stuff. Half that, I'm not really the one to like use all these crazy tips and tricks of like, you know, washes or pastels or waxes, or I don't really do a lot of that stuff. I kind of just stick to the acrylic paint ups, and that's kind of what I just stick with. That's kind of what I'm comfortable with. Some enamels here and there, some lacquers here and there, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, I'm simple. You know, old school video editing, real quick, get it on YouTube, that's it. You know what, if I was, you know, if I was still back in my 20s and I was doing this more often, I probably would have the energy and the drive to really pick up editing programs and become better with it. But I'm kind of over that stuff. Like, I don't even like to do graphic design stuff anymore, honestly. Like, family members or people ask me to do it, I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do that anymore. That's why when I found out Rob for Jersey Fest, somebody else is taking it over and Rob's not doing it anymore, just kind of helping out. When I found out I didn't have to, he wasn't going to ask me to do any of the advertising for the show this year, I was like, oh, good. I was like, I didn't really want to do it anyway. I'd rather just wake up and paint stuff all day. That's kind of all I really want to do now. I've started doing the YouTube shorts a little bit more and more. I've also been trying to do them on Instagram. But the problem is you know, kind of what I'm doing. It's just like, I'm just in the zone half the time and I don't even think about social media. I literally wake up, do what I gotta do in the morning real quick, pack stuff, ship stuff, whatever I gotta do, and I just come into the studio and start working. And by the time I'm thinking about anything else, it's lunchtime or it's the end of the day. So I'm going to flatten this, and it should actually flatten pretty well. Kind of look more like a leather instead of shiny. Of course, I got to clean my airbrushes again. You mean you take your picture at this angle from my camera? Or is that what you're talking about? Like, it's just because my camera is at an angle, it's all warped with the metal. I need a better arm for it. Okay, so I dulled that down, and I think that looks pretty decent. I think that looks close to the armor, you know? I'm gonna do like a leather edge. I gotta make sure whatever edge I do at this edge here doesn't mess with this color. But it's still tacky, so I'm gonna like let this dry. I want to send it to the client, see what he says so far, and go from there. Yeah, I definitely want this leather to stand out a bit. compared to the skin. I don't want to fight with the skin too much. Yeah, so I'm gonna let it dry. It's still kind of tacky. When I'm ready to do a wash, like I want to do a black wash on here, and I want to do this. I don't like to over paint too fast, because if I try to do a wash on this, I might start pulling up the paint, and especially over here handling this. So I want it to dry a little bit. So I like to kind of stop what I'm doing after a while. But I'll put in the teeth real quick so we can see what he's looking like. Which teeth? The big ones, I think, right? I think this is the tongue. Yeah, that's the tongue there. No, that's not that one. I think it's this weird bent one. I think it's this one. Nope, not that one. Which one are you, you wacko? Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. It's kind of the monster so far of the base. Yeah, so it goes just like that. Not gonna stay in until I glue it. Actually, I think the teeth look pretty good with it now. You know what it is? It's a dark base, but with the brighter eyes and teeth, it pulls you to the face instead of pulling you down here, you know? So the darker the areas are here, the higher you go up to the figure. So I think keeping the teeth as is might work better. I thought they were going to be too bright, but I think it works. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Alright, we're going to let him dry up and keep tweaking away. Hopefully by next week he'll be pretty much done. So will Kitty. Yeah, I have to do, so they each have earrings. Well, not earrings, they have eyebrow rings. So there's a ring that goes, two that go here, and then I think there's one that goes over here. And then they also have the ear pieces here. And then there's also this weird piece in the back. So I'm gonna do like metal work on these. But I'll do all that later. But what I'll do is these little pot rivets on the shoulder pads. I'll probably do, so he really, maybe a dark steel or more like the bronze, like that Warlock bronze. Let's see, I'll grab some colors here. So it's either I do metallic black on, well, the stuff that's in his ear and that's on his thing, they're kind of like brighter metal. So I might do a dark steel. But for the pot rivets on his shoulders, I guess they're steel too. They're not really a darker, right? You know what? I should look at the picture. Yeah, they're more brighter. Okay, so what I'll have to do is I'll do a either a dark steel or a light steel from Vallejo on all the pot rivets. Probably dark steel, because I don't want this to be too bright down here, even though on the picture they are fairly bright. But I think the dark steel would be fine against it. If it's light, it'll be too chromy, so I think the dark steel will probably work better. So I'll probably do the earrings and the earrings and also the eyebrow rings too. And this stuff. And then what I'll do is I'll do a little wash on them too. We don't have to make it exactly like the comic, like super bright white, like, you know, rivets. We can have a little fun with it, but shaping up pretty good. Yeah, but just playing with the armor, you know, just kind of playing with this armor, making it like darker purple. In there, you got sort of kind of looks like the artwork in a sense, you know. It's got this like magenta pinkish light on it. All right, so that's pretty good with that. So let's get this stuff out of the way. Alright, I'm happy with that, so I'll take some pictures later. I could make them reflective, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to try to make... You know what it is? The client, he said he wanted it dark and gritty. And I really don't like dark and gritty stuff, and then all of a sudden you do a really crazy chrome like item sticking off the item. We want to kind of keep it there, because I got to still do a black wash on this stuff here too, because I don't really like the way it's too flat at the moment. But one thing at a time. At the end, whatever I want, what you want, or what you think and I think doesn't matter. It depends on the client. If the client says, I want them shiny, I do them shiny. If he wants them dulled, I do them dulled. So, we'll see what happens. That's one thing too. I get sometimes people always complain to me. They're like, "Oh, this painter did this and this guy had this done." I'm like, it doesn't matter. That's what they wanted. So, you know. Yeah, you can gloss it up, you can flatten it up. The only problem though is, like, say you did an item and you flattened it, and then you glossed it up, but then you wanted to flatten it again. You're just putting layers on layers of like a layer on there, and it can kind of make it look weird. But yeah, if there's flat paints and you want to gloss it, you can gloss it. You know, if you see how these in here look shiny in the mouth, I didn't gloss that. That's just that clear transparency paint in there that's shiny. This right here I flattened, but when I put that wash in there around these areas, this makes it look like it's shiny in those areas, but then over here it's flat. So it depends on where you put your paints too. Like if you look at his chest, it looks a little shiny in these areas, but on the outside it's kind of dull. So that's because I did the wash inside those areas. So... I got more to go. That'll be a next week thing. Let's work on some of the other items. Jacob, I think you're overthinking it. Usually, if you want an item to be flat, you flatten it. If you want it to be glossy, you gloss on it. So it's not really like... It all depends on where you want it to be shiny or not, you know? So if you want your base to be shiny after you're done painting, you gloss it. And if you want it to be dull, you dull it down. It all depends on, you know... When you're painting, it could be flat and it could be glossy, but it all depends at the end. What do you want it to look like? If you want it to be flat, you flatten it down at the end. If that makes any sense to you. Oh, I needed that for... Leave all this stuff over here for now. Yeah, just at the end of the project, whenever I'm done painting it, I gloss it up. Like the marble bases, I like them to be glossy, so I'll just glossen them up at the end. If I want it to be flat at the end, I just flatten it. That's pretty much all I do. Some paints, when you're painting, some paints will look glossy when they dry. That's just because of the paint or the brand or the color, the pigment. So you can flatten it down at the end or gloss it up. You can also put glossy paints into paint. Like you could put the Vallejo gloss varnish into a paint, or you could put the flat, and that'll sort of change up the color too. So, all right, every once in a while I've been in the garage, and I've been working on the sashes for Psylocke, and I'm at the point now where I think I can attach one and still be able to sand them down. So we're gonna decide now on how it's gonna look together, and then this way I can get this attached and we can start planning a paint series on her. So let's get this figured out so I can get it next time I'm in the garage. I can start prepping her up. Start getting all this stuff ready. Alright. Whew. It's heavy base. Alright, so we have Psylocke. Can't go back any further. To there. Alright, so let's figure out this. Pop that off. So that's where the sash is going there. Okay, so that's the back of her sash. We should probably put it in her arms. So you can get a better idea of how it's going to look. I want to, like I said, next day in the garage, I want to get in there and start cleaning this up. Sand her down. And I want to get this knot and everything. So that's the sash back there, right? So I'm thinking we either do the sash upwards, which would look like this, but it might go against the hair, or I'm thinking maybe we have it down there like that. So if you're looking at behind her, it'll be like that. And this gives me a chance to really be able to still like sculpt the knot and everything. So I'm thinking we leave the sash like this. What do you guys think? Something like that better? Or do we do downward a little bit more, like down here? So we could do it down there like this. We could do a little bit more like that. Or we do upwards up here, which I think upwards would look weird. I don't know. My thought is either here or down here like this. So I want to see the booty too, you know? So you're thinking more like that, Jacob? Anyone else got any input? So more like this. We're on a delay, so I'll leave it like this for now. Let me know if you want it up or down more. Hey, what's up, Hulk? So maximum booty shot would probably be down here, you know? So what are we thinking? Like right about there, I guess? I don't know. Like you guys are saying 9 to 10 o'clock and all this other stuff, but so if we go down to 6 here, so you sort of see the booty, I guess. Because this is the kind of area, this is where you're going to have her displayed mostly, kind of looking at this angle. So, or you have her at this angle at least. So you're definitely going to see this no matter what, unless you're looking at her from the back, which probably won't display her that way. So like this. Am I kind of getting at the right angle? Or is that too high? It's falling down on us. Stop falling. You know what too? I should probably pull the stuff out of the box to make sure nothing's hitting this. I didn't even, just starting to realize that. Where the hell is that picture anyway? Yeah, I should probably pull everything out of the box, shouldn't I? You know what? I'm gonna pull some of these items out of the box. I didn't even really think of it too much. Not the best packing item. But I'll get it out. Let's see. Alright, so that's head, that's the head, that's arm, some of the base stuff, another head, hair, all these little giblets in here. Hey Jeffs, how's it going? Alright, so I'm gonna start popping out this stuff. Let's make sure I have everything here. There's that piece. Holy crap. Got a lot of stuff to this. Please don't tell me this hits her. I don't know, this might be in the way. Goes this way. Oh, goes this way. The hell? This is a weird key. It should go this way, shouldn't it? It feels like it's gonna snap on me, but that's the way it's supposed to go in. Yep. And I figured it was gonna snap. Okay. Well, that piece, we're gonna have to tweak that out now. Raccoon, it was for me in the beginning, but now, the way things are going and the way things happen with family and stuff, since I was so delayed, this is going to be up for grabs when it's done. Since I had a bad year with family and my mother and stuff, I'm so backlogged and all this other shit, so I gotta purge stuff. I didn't want to, but I have to. But that's the way it goes. Alright, I'm missing something here. Where the hell these other pieces? What's that here? Alright, so now I'm actually getting a little bit worried because this stuff looks like it might break this thing. So these are like little plant things that go on here. Right? This one goes here. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a rough time, so I'm kind of just got too much stuff to catch up on. Alright, so that goes like that, right? So I think I'm gonna have to customize some of this. I don't think this is all gonna work out the way I want it to. Alright, where's the other parts? I am a little concerned that this stuff is going to snap and not hold these things. Because this stuff is actually heavier than you think it is. I mean, the resin is not bad. It's not like it's weak resin. But you see how that kind of has a little bit of a give? Hold on, we got more parts. Let me get all the parts out of here. Got some more. Might as well kick off, take out all this stuff. What is this? Oh, no, I don't want that. What's this? There's nothing in there. I'm missing something, right? There's something for the base I'm missing. something that goes here. And then there's stuff, I know there's a rock in there that I'm missing. What is this? I know, I had the rock in the garage. Let me... Oh, should have done this earlier, right? Didn't even think of it. Alright, that rock is somewhere, I gotta find it, but I'm missing something else. There's you know, not? Yeah, there's something missing here. This stuff is a mess. This is a head hair. You guys saw the floor right now, you laugh your asses off. There's so much shit all over this floor right now from this. Yeah, there's supposed to be something that goes to this here, right? I'm not seeing it in the box. I'm like, where the hell does this piece go? Oh, it goes here. Or does it go here? This is this is something that'll make you lose your mind. Does it go in this one? Yeah, it does. But it goes in this weird angle. There we go. Alright, that's where it goes. Alright. So we're missing the part to the lantern. And it's gotta be in here somewhere. Oh, wait a second. Here, this is it. Ah, I think I found it. Alright, I found it. Alright. Alright. Got it. This is the piece. There we go. There we go. If it wants, it won't fit. It doesn't want to fit in, does it? There we go. All right, we got it. All right, so that is the tree. And so, and then now we have leaves. I guess these leaves go on the base. Alright, so I'm a little scared about all this. So I'm thinking maybe we should, maybe I should thicken it up to be on the safe side, you know? Maybe what I'll do is I'll put a rod, I'll bend a rod around this, and then what I'll do is I'll put eaves around there and I'll kind of create like a thicker tree. Just to make sure this is thicker and more secured. I think that'll probably be the best bet. I do have the little rock for here, but I don't know what goes here. Or it's the rock that goes here. I don't know. It should be another rock. There's so many cut compartments in here. Alright, I'm not seeing it. I know the little rock is in the garage somewhere, or, oh, here it is. Oh, duh, here they are. Alright, I'm an idiot. I found them. Alright, we got them. I gotta get organized. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we have all the pieces. Get in the hole. That's your home. Get in the home. There we go. Alright, we got it. Okay, so that being said, we have to put this so it doesn't hit anything. And honestly, it seems like it will hit shit now. So I think what we're gonna have to do is set it up this way. Let's so it's gonna be flowing. Yeah, you son of a. Start talking like the father on Christmas Story. Be like yelling, "You sons of bitches!" All right, so I think we're gonna have to do like that. I think we're gonna have to do that. Or down. All right, so let's what do you guys think? Should we should I break this and tweak it to come down more, so it's coming down a little bit more? Kind of, and then I can do this wherever I want it to be. Like, say I snapped it, like say what if I broke it here, and I broke it here, and I brought it down and a little bit over, like down this way, you know? So, and pulled it back a little bit, not too far, but back a little bit. You think keep it as is? If I keep it as is, I gotta strengthen it. I don't see like that. I don't like that at all. You know, literally one wrong way of putting this on here, or even over time, this might snap. No, I designed the sash this way. You really can't, you know, you can't really put the sash up this way, and you can't put it in front of her. I mean, you can, but it doesn't really go with the hair. See, like you have a hair flowing this way and then this way, it'll look weird. And then I don't think it'll work going down. I mean, it can work going down, but I mean, we could leave it down, but it's gonna hit her leg, and then maybe, oh, let's see. Yeah. Well, I don't know, we can do that way. But the way it was even originally, I think even the way the sash was kind of going was up. So what I could do is I could do it more like this. We do that. So it's flowing and it's kind of connecting to each other like this. What do you guys think of that? Or I can do this, do that. So I could either do this. I don't know. What is it? So what do we? So we'll keep it like that. If we keep it like that, let me see if I can tweak this a little bit more. Just kind of testing some stuff real quick. I think we're gonna have to, let me twist this a bit. I want to be able to get in between the pieces. I don't want them touching exactly. So what if we do that? So it's kind of coming up a bit, kind of looks good with the hair, and then I'll have room to really mess with it. So go like that. So this way this one comes here, and then I can knot it. I think that'll probably be the best bet. So kind of, even if it touches, I think it's fine, but I don't really want it to touch too much. I think that works better. I think we'll do that. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do. I think that's the best way to look at it. I think that'll flow better, and it'll also be easier to pop in and out without hitting any of this stuff by accident. So what we'll do is we'll slap in some glue, get this. Basically just take some glue, get that in there, throw it around there. It's a little bit messy, doesn't matter. We'll have to do some chopping. And what we'll do is we'll put this in here like so. Get it in there. Like that. See, I knew that was going to break. Yeah, I knew it. Okay, yep, that reaffirms that I'm gonna have to really rod this tree up. Really put a rod up in here. Alright, we gotta brainstorm this right now because I can't go any further unless I figure this out. This piece already broke off, so that broke off there. You know, I honestly like this tree coming all the way over here, but I don't, you know. I'm thinking we were gonna have to cut our losses on this piece. This is asking for too much damage. This should have had a rod all the way in this. There's no way that, you know, this is just gonna break. Even if I do it and somebody ends up with it down the line, it's gonna snap. It's not the magnets, it's the support. See how I can wiggle this? This is just scaring the shit out of me. I would rather break this off and just have maybe sculpt a bud or so. I don't know. I don't like it. I really don't. I mean, actually, I'm almost thinking of just chopping it off here, you know, and just have this piece end right up here, and just have these. This piece is asking for trouble. It really is. I've been at this too long to know that that's just gonna snap. I just, you know, and even the amount of work that I put into it with a rod, I still feel it's just gonna break. I just know. So I'm thinking, I just chop this underneath here like this, and axe this piece all together. Just get rid of this piece. You still got the bonsai look, you know. I mean, what if I sculpted a different branch with a rod and I put this one over here instead? You know? So if you're looking at her, there's another piece over here. I mean, I think that'll work, right? You know? One right here. And I could do a good rod on it. I don't know, I've seen bonsai trees, and I really don't think it matters, you know? So, I mean, the other problem, too, is these roots, you know? These roots, you know, if somebody else gets this and they put it in the wrong way, these roots, they're gone, they snap, you know? I'm all for keeping the bonsai tree, but it's got to be better. It's got to be designed better. It has to be. Even if I have to sculpt things underneath here, you know, like see these two prongs here? That, like, say if somebody grabbed this the wrong way and snapped that, they would never be able to put this back on, you know? So I have to thicken up these areas underneath here to get those to be better. Like, I don't mind putting magnets in here, but that is just asking for trouble, you know? This right here is asking for trouble. This is asking for trouble. All the way this stuff goes on here. So, my thought process is attach the tree to the rock. Get all these pieces sort of like attached onto this better. And then cut the foam of the box so it fits this rock and tree better than just trying to, you know what I'm saying? Because the foam stuff, you know, I'll show you the, hold on a second, let me, so you can see the floor at the moment. It's the way this stuff was all cut up, it's got this layering of foam stuff here. So my idea would be, I'm gonna have to cut her up since I did her different. So I think her body goes there, the base goes there. I probably would have to chop this area over here for the rocks, and then over there I could put like the arm and stuff. So I would have to recut all the foam, you know. But I could cut it so it doesn't get damaged. So I think that's the best way of doing that. The joys of dealing with custom boxes and stuff. So what do you guys think? I'm definitely cutting this piece off. That's gone. So do we just keep 1, 2, 3 bonsais and just leave it at that? Or do we go ahead and sculpt another bonsai tree and have one over here? You know? Like right there. I don't see a big deal with having another one over here. I'm thinking that would be better. We're gonna do that. Then this way what I can do is I'll put a rod, we'll bend the rod around here, we'll re-thicken this up so this is more durable. I'll thicken up some areas underneath here, and then we'll put one over here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I can add magnets, and then basically you just take a magnet and put it on and then pop it off. Hey, Vector Cave. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And I think, you know, see this like root here? I don't like how it comes off the rock. I mean, but don't these trees grow in dirt? Like it's growing on top of a rock? So that kind of confuses me a bit. So I wanna bond these things better to the rocks too. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna take this one off. And I think I'll sculpt my own going over here. This is too, yeah, yeah, it's not magnetized either. Alright, well, I got a plan. Bear with me on this. Just kind of doing some brainstorming. I think that's what we're gonna do. Time is it 6:15? All right, so let's try and bend the rod now. If I can bend the rod now, I think we can get this to work. See how fragile this is? Yeah, I'm cutting this off. That's a done deal. And even this right here, I mean, I like the design of this. It's just, you know, like see how that went on there and how tight that was. Like one wrong way and this breaks off right here. You know. So I'm going to come up with a better magnet system on that. So you just go boop and pop it off. Yeah. Alright, so this means I'm going to have to get a better rod. I mean a new rod. Alright, so the best way of doing this... We're going to bend this down. Alright. Let's cut it now. Here's my okay. Where is the marker? There we go. Yeah, so we're gonna make sure that this doesn't break. All right, that's the goal. Make sure this thing doesn't break. So we're gonna bend this up this way. So we take this and bend that up. Okay, right. So we got that there, like so. And then we take this piece. And we bend this in that direction. Okay, right? And then what we do is take this piece here. This is going to be thickened up with this rod. I'm not making a new tray. I'm just gonna thicken this up because this needs to be, you know, this has to have some kind of support. Okay, so it's gonna come down a little bit more. So it's gonna be a little bit thicker, but that, and then what I'll do is I'll probably just gonna Dremel out a little bit around, so I could kind of like lock it into place with some A's. That's kind of the best way of doing this, really, because it's it has to be done this way, and this will give it at least a little bit more support. Now, I'm not saying this rod is going to be the best support in the world, but that's going to be better than no support at all, see? So, basically, what I'll do is, I'll kind of bend this in a bit. Alright. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll try to get into the garage when I get a chance. I'll Dremel this out. Right, best I can, and it'll be a thicker tree, but it doesn't really matter because, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's a little bit thicker, and it'll support it more. Now, it might give it a little bit of give, but at least now, over time, it's not going to see how, like I said, this like sags. You know, even this piece, it's got too much give to it. So that'll support the trees better, way better. This just gotta kind of bend in a bit. Once I notch out this piece a little bit, this will kind of go in a little bit better. And then what I'll do is I'll thicken these up with A's, you know, and then maybe I'll make a better magnet system for these pieces. That'll go in. I might even actually, you know what I might do too, is I might do my key system on these pieces. You know, thicken up these areas here and then do my key system into it. It'll be better. I didn't expect to go this extra steps on this, but I'm gonna have to. There's no way. I don't feel comfortable just doing it this way and sending it out. You know, it's just, you're just asking for trouble. I'd rather take the extra few hours to fix this than you know, put it on eBay or someone gets it and they put this on and it snaps in like an hour. So. But we got a good frame going. It's a good frame for now. A little bit of A's and a rod, that'll be strengthened up a lot more. Yep. Well, it looks pretty good. Yeah, just trying to wiggle that on. It feels like it's going to snap on me. That's the downside of building stuff. If it's not set up with like PVC that just goes on, that doesn't really fall, this heavy A's is just asking for trouble. Yeah, rod, A's, and you got yourself a statue. Yeah. So, like, we'll do it for an example. I know this is what's going to happen. So, I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure. See how it just snapped? I hardly put any pressure on that. Snapped right off. So, yeah, all this is, yep, it's got to be done. No, I'll set it up where I'm gonna have to. I gotta. You know what? I gotta get the rod on first. Once I get the rod on and I straighten up this tree, then I can start worrying about this stuff. Because right now, if I try to keep playing with this shit, it's gonna break on me. So I think the main goal right now is get this rod on here, get this situated, and then go from there. And then the next step, you know, it really doesn't seem to be hard to mimic this tree. It just looks like it just looks like it's just kind of like roughed up, you know. So I think I can copy that as best as I can. But I'm asking for trouble if I keep messing with it, you know. So we're not gonna mess with that. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna thicken up the bottom of this piece here, and I'm gonna attach this permanently to the rock. And then this way, this will go into the base. This will go into the foam pad, no problem. And I won't have to worry about someone popping this out. See, there's a magnet in this one, but you're just asking for trouble for this to snap. But I have to put a magnet in here so this stays into the base too. So I gotta get a magnet in the base. I'm just gonna attach these two rocks. I don't see why I need to keep these separated. Now for the lantern, yeah, see, this is what I do when I go through these kits and I plan all this stuff out. So the lantern piece, pretty straightforward, right? It's kind of like a rock, you know. Now they gave a bag of moss, which I don't like putting on my statues. So there's this bag of moss here. So I guess the way to do this is like you would spray it with some glue or something, and you would like throw it on, and you can make it mossy. I don't like doing this on my statues because packing these and then shipping them and then pulling them out, all this stuff rubs off. So maybe what I'll do is with Aves, I'll mix up some Aves with the white, you know, the free brain farts. So fix it. So the fix it is white. So what I could do is I can mix this in with some green paint. And then what I could do is after I'm done painting, I could put like the really wet tacky Aves on it, and I could create my own moss going up and down on this, and it'll never come off the item. So I'll show you how I do that. But yeah, I don't like, look at this. There's a huge bag of this stuff, you know. But I think this is also supposed to go on the base too. Some of this stuff. So I'll do that with the Aves on the base too. I'll show you guys how I do that down the line. It'll work out. I don't like this stuff. Okay, so other than that, I'm gonna have to start working on this stuff here, which we can maybe do a little bit. No, it's getting late. I'm getting tired, but so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of wrinkles in the hand. So on the hand up here, I gotta add some wrinkles. Get that going, and I gotta clean up the seam stuff here. I gotta clean up these seams around here a little bit. So what I'll probably have to do is throw a little Aves in here and kind of squeeze it in and get this cleaned up a bit. So this is all seamed, and then after that, that's about it. I think that's it of the custom work. Yeah, I think that's oh, and I gotta fix the hair. I broke the goddamn hair. Eh. Always something. Alright, we got a plan. Are we all good with the plan? Now that I kind of lost my mind on this stuff. We do have these leaves too. So I guess they're supposed to go all over the base, but we'll see what I'll do with those. Alright, we got a plan for Psylocke. I need one more week. I won't be able to stream next week, but I need one more week to figure out this hand here. Once I figure out this key system, then we'll start working on the gloves. And I think the patrons voted we're going to have the hair flowing behind the piece. So it's going to be pigtails flowing. So Sunday, I'm going to get Raz the item to print for here, the ears, and then we'll be able to get this going and get her done. So we got a plan. During the week next week though, like I won't be able to stream next Friday, but during the week I will be streaming during the days of, again, painting. But if one of those streams I'm in the mood to sculpt, I'll do that on the stream, so if anyone misses it, you can go and see it. But I'll get this set up like that. Alright, that's the plan. I'm done racking my brain over this stuff. I think we're set. Now I gotta clean that floor. It's a mess in here. Alright, that's what I'm calling the stream today. But we're gonna try to plug away and get this stuff rolling. I'll be back during the week next week. I gotta finish up the kitties. Get those going. Alright, so you guys have a good weekend. Appreciate it, and I'll see you next week.